Hello, my friends, and welcome. Today we're going to look at the symbolism associated with deer, in particular with doe. Deer reminds us of the truth in the iconic Beatles song, "All You Need Is Love." And that's because doe symbolizes gentleness, grace, and love, compassion, peace, and harmony, sensitivity, intuition, vigilance, alternative paths, and transitional times. Stories around the world illustrate many of these qualities associated with deer. In an old British legend, we meet a lord, a leader who took his role as guardian of his people and his land seriously. He was filled with worry and woe because a terrible illness had gripped the land. Everything he tried to stop the pain, suffering, and death was to no avail. One evening, he was riding through the forest, immersed in sadness for the suffering of his people, when he glimpsed a bright white flash through the trees. Suddenly, a white hind crossed the path right in front of him and then bounded into the thick of the forest. Quickly the lord pursued, but the doe disappeared. As if by magic, his own spirits lifted and he was filled with hope. The mere sight of the white doe inspired new intuitions and opened his mind to new ways of viewing his problem. The people became inspired by their lord's renewed confidence and hopefulness. Then the Lord and the people worked together to find solutions, forging the way to health and renewal. Deer symbolizes the heart. The mandala depicting the Hindu heart chakra Anahata often includes an image of a female deer within the circle. Anahata cultivates universal love, intuition, and heart intelligence. To Buddhists, deer symbolizes harmony, peace, and compassion. It's believed that the Buddha, in a former life as a bodhisattva, was born as a stunning golden deer with fur that sparkled like jewels and sapphire blue eyes. Being wise, the bodhisattva deer realized that its beauty would tempt men to hunt it and kill it for the trophy of its golden coat. So, living deep in the forest, away from human eyes, the deer helped other animals evade the traps set by men. But one day, a man was drowning, and the deer rescued him. The man was both grateful and stunned by the deer's beauty. He swore to do whatever the bodhisattva asked. The deer had only one request. "Promise never to reveal my existence," it said, "for men would come and hunt me for my beauty." The man promised without hesitation. Yet fate intervened. The queen, whose dreams often came true, dreamt of a golden deer standing on a throne, preaching in a human voice. She asked the king to find this creature. He then offered a huge reward to whomever could lead him to the deer. Tempted by wealth, the rescued man broke his promise and led the king to the deer. Upon seeing the deer, the king was overcome with the desire to possess it and its beauty. He raised his bow and aimed, but instead of running, the deer approached and asked how it had been found. Then the rescued man explained what had happened, and his betrayal was revealed. The angry king proclaimed death to the man, but the deer begged that he be spared. Moved by the deer's compassion, the king let the man live, gave him the reward, and invited the deer to court. Fulfilling the queen's prophecy, the deer stood on a throne and taught the importance of compassion for all beings. When deer appears to you, either in the flesh or in dreams or in repeated images, or if you're using oracle cards, know it's time for you to access the power of a gentle and loving approach to life. This is not a time for aggressive action. Instead, it's a reminder that peace and harmony result from growing a compassionate heart. Like the Lord in the medieval story who had to find a new way to solve his problems, Do guides you through times of transformation, helping you to navigate the discomfort when the old ways no longer work and the new ways are not yet clear. In its habitat, deer masterfully blends in, becoming one with her environment. While grazing calmly, Do remains ever vigilant of her surroundings. Never doubting her intuition, she quickly assesses her situation by focusing all her attention on looking, smelling, and listening. She moves about frequently and can change directions quickly, all part of her protective strategy for herself and her vulnerable fawns. In this way, Deer asks you to live fully in each moment, to trust your own intuition, and then take appropriate actions grounded in gentleness. Do reminds you to remain vigilant, opening your ears to unspoken threats, opening your eyes to alternative paths, and giving you the sensitivity to detect subtle differences between options. Do shows you how to navigate in the spirit of love for all beings. So in these days so filled with division and hate, let the wisdom of Deer be your guide. Before closing today, I'd like to mention that if you want to try your hand at using oracle decks, then check out my Animal Wisdom Oracle. You'll find a link to my website in the description below. And please give a thumbs up to the video and subscribe to my channel if you find this information useful. Thanks for watching, and as always, though not always easy, keep your heart open to love. I'll see you next time.